Borderland Ranger, that's really good. This is also really good. Haven Gold Vampire can be really good. So I think I'm going to go ahead and... Borderland Ranger is really, really ridiculous. Like, that can allow me to play green and splash. I can play really greedy and splash into black just for death wins or something like that. It's definitely a greed moment if I do that, but I think I'm just going to stay safe and go with that. Uh, Very underwhelming pack here. Nothing a whole lot going on. I could take something that could hurt me. I think I'm just going to take that. Especially if I see a lot of people with like 1-1s or something like that, and it does not a whole, not that. Geist of Fire, yeah. That's the card I was talking about. This is a neat trick, but at that point you should just be worried about killing them instead of doing tricks. Um, Alchemist Apprentice. This is good for a 2-drop. Really good. Uncanny Speed can be pretty ridiculous. Go ahead and take the Blade of Bracers. Be surprised when +1/+1 really matters. Taking a Riot Ringleader there. So we're getting pretty towards the end of our packs. Um, and everything is looking like it's dwindling down. I take Ghost Form, maybe a couple creatures get in there for the extra kill. Take Massive Heal. Seems alright. Could take Demolish, get rid of an artifact I hate. Take another Alchemist Apprentice. Banner's Raised, of course, and get a land at the end. It's usually what it is, a land at the end. Alright, now I'm going to start going into deck building, and deck building is completely different than drafting. You have to look at your possibilities that you got and how you're looking into them. Alright, so I want to go by name here. How's my name? Actually, let's do color here real quick. Alright, let's see what I'm going to use. That's the first thing you're going to pull out. What cards of each color can you use that the colors you drafted? That's my plan, and that's my way of sorting out the cards that we'll use. So I'm definitely be using those cards. This is definitely a sideboard card. Demolish always is. Riot Ringleader is always good. Got a couple of those so that can be pretty deadly at sometimes at points. Um, this guy can be pretty ridiculous. Fervent Cathar is always good. I mean, I got Thunderbolts. I got my removal. Scalding Devil is definitely a good card. Um, Pillars, the Croon Striker. Get a couple Pillars here. And then I got a Banner's Raise, which I probably won't ever use. Um, unless need be. This is definitely, I think, a sideboard card too. If I see like little 1/1s out there or something like that. Um, I also got Bladed Bracers. I think that's a good card to be using right now. Let's take a look at black. So that's my red. So how's my color? I think that's the red I would use. I have 8 creatures so far. Bone Splitters is pretty good. Definitely think about using it, but not really. So I don't think I draft a whole lot of creatures. Um, Demonic Taskmaster is really good. Uh, don't know if Essence Harvest is that good considering my highest power is probably a 4. Um, but I think Deathwind is good, and Deathwind is very good. That's my black. Obviously white is nothing. I hate drafted that. Spectral Prison is pretty good. Alchemist Apprentice are pretty good. Ghost Form, if I need to get in, or a filler. Um, Fettergeist is really good. I think this right now, Mass Appeal is like another filler for a card. The Drake is definitely good. Miss Raven's good. Griffith's good. I think Haven Gull Scab is good. And right there gives me 23. I could take out Death Winds and put a Spectral Prisons. Um, or a Mass Appeal. Yeah, I think what I would do, since a lot of mine is actually have human, how many creatures I got? 16 creatures. I got some burn. I got some bladed bracers. Uh, definitely could play a rot crown. I think I'm gonna put in the spectral prisons because those are pretty good removal. Take out death winds. I think I'm gonna stay away from black at this point and maybe play a massive heal. And that would be my 23. All right, and when I say that'll be my 23, what you want to do is you want to make a minimum card deck of 40 cards. You really don't even want to go above that or below that. Well, below that, you got to have a minimum, so you can't go below that. But you really don't want to go above that because it's starting to throw off your consistency and the ability to draw consistently. So you always want to stay in that realm so you can consistently draw a spell, a land, or something of that nature to help you out in a situation where you're going to need it. Um, in this situation, I think I am doing fine. I think it's really good. 23, I have 15 of those are creatures. So that means 8 of those cards are spells. So, I mean, my creatures are pretty good. Have a lot of ways of getting around things with removal. I don't have any bombs, late game bombs. So I could add another card just to, like another maybe, like you could go up to 24, but 23 is really where you want to be at because you want to always play 17 land or 16 land. So stay between 23 and 24 because those are, you don't want anything less than 16 or 17 land. And trust me on this through multiple points of mana flooding and mana screwing, it sucks. So definitely stay within 16 and 17. And 17 at that point I really don't like that much because I always get flooded in a lot of games. You've seen anyways I get flooded, but it is what it is, and that is the game of Magic. So I think I want to add another card because my threat density, like I don't have any bombs, but I have a lot of good things. Um, so what you want to look through if you're going to add me an extra card, a filler, is what is a good filler? 5 for 3/3, not really a good filler. That doesn't really do anything unless you're trying to mill them out. And I could possibly get them down 15 cards by them killing that and beating him with it a lot, but we never know. And luckily, I only have, yeah. So it's really a question here if I want to be greedy or not. I could play Ghost Swarm and just actually get in for a win there and help me out. So I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, Ghost Swarm seems fine because that could come in and help me out at some point when I need to get in some extra damage. So, but if I do draw it late and I don't need it, it's kind of a dead draw. But I mean that'll happen. Another thing you want to do, which brings me to a point, what you want to do is always look at your deck and always make sure is the card you're going to draw a dead card or a live card in a situation. Yes, you're going to have those instances where it is a dead card all the time or most of the time. I mean, given any kind of situation, a card is going to have that type of appeal. But in a lot of cases against that as well, you're going to have cards that are always going to be active cards where you can do something with this card. You can play this card. You can, those are the type of cards you always want to gravitate to and stay within and um, be playing with. So, um, yeah, I mean, just keep that in mind as well. Draft cards are always going to be played. That always can be played in a situation or a scenario that's going to help you out, or at least try to draft those cards. Um, but yeah, that's really the deck building on that point. Use those tips. Draft cards that you're gonna know you're gonna be playing that aren't dead cards in your hand when you draw them, or you're gonna be drawing them. Does this card have playability when you play it? Will it always have playability when you play it? Um, look for removal. Removal is always a good thing. You got to get things out of your way. You got to get threats off your back. You also got to look into, um, you know, what's going on here, and keep in mind the mana cost of things, your curves. Curving up, curving. What is your top tier of your curve? Do you have double blue? Do you have double red? Do you have double green? Do you have double white? Keep those things in mind because that could really, really either go one way or the other when making your mana base or making your deck as well. So we're talking about mana bases. I'm going to step into my next process here and go into the point of creating a mana base for a deck that you've created. My secret tech is every time I create a mana base, and I haven't told anyone until now what my secret tech is, and this is how I do this. And usually it turns out perfect for me every time, and I love it. So give you the rundown here real quick and how I produce my mana base for my deck. Um, and then hopefully you'll be on your way to creating your own draft decks that are superior than mine and maybe even better. Because that's what I'm looking to do today is help you guys out and help you guys be a great drafter and be a better drafter than even me. But what I do is I run down, count how many blue sources I have, count how many red sources I have, and then add and calculate from there. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 blue sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 16 land, probably go 10, no, 9 and 7. 16, yeah. Yeah. Because I want red sources earlier. Because I have a lot of run drops and red and stuff like that. Um, but that should be fine. You could also go 8 and 8, 13 and 12. Either one is fine. But here we go. Hopefully this deck turns out great. All right. Looks like I got a Deathwind in my hand somehow. Interesting. Don't know how that happened. Yes, I would like to mulligan the 6. Oh, they added all my cards. How many cards? I'm playing with 74 cards. Well, that's good. All right, well, I'm going to have to build my deck every sideboard then, since I wasn't able to submit it. But hopefully you guys don't look down upon it. And this is more of a tutorial anyways than even playing a card game for you. I just really wanted you to know how to draft and what to do. So this is pretty crazy. I'm just going to go ahead and concede the game here because I can't win this. I really need to build my deck. All right, so hopefully this will be better. Praying here. All right, this looks fine. We'll not mold a 5. Lead off with that. Go to town.